do you know the samgyeopsal? It's like a Korean barbecue that you have to cook in front of you, and then
Yeah.
we grew up with the separated parents. When I got brokenhearted from this guy, my life was so trashed.
What's a typical street food? It's like the chicken intestines and the egg with the embryo. What's that called?
Yep, balot.
Boss Lara.
Hi, boss.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good. Lovely to see you again. Thanks so much for joining us on 11 Minutes with My Lodi. Have we caught up before on this when we done the original one?
Yeah.
How are you? Your hair looks nice. Are you growing the blonde out?
Yeah. I really wanted to get out of the hair now, but the last time who cut the hair, we have a saying here in the Philippines: if the hands of the hairstylist is heavy, it's not gonna grow long and fast. So that's what happened to my hair. It's almost a year, but still just under here.
Explain that to me again. So if like the hairstylist, if their hands are heavy, your hair won't grow fast.
Yeah. So I'm planning to get another hairstylist to cut just about here.
Yeah.
So it can grow faster. Then I can get rid of the blonde from the wedding.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't feel like having two-tone of my hair right now.
So when you say heavy hands, what does that mean? Does that mean like they're rough when they style and cut your hair?
I'm not sure, but it's just like a saying that I believe in, because that hairstylist actually cut my hair like a few years back when I was in college, because my aunt is working there. And it was like, okay, I want to try my hairstylist to cut my hair, because usually it's just my aunt and my mom, something like that. And then when I got there, when I was in college, it was the same hairstylist. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. She'll cut my hair and something like that. But oh my gosh, it took months to grow the hair back. I was like searching what are the shampoos to, grow my hair back a bit. And then last year, I went again there. Sadly to say, she's the only one available again, and I cannot just run away. Let me just cut my hair, and I was like, no, maybe it's just like, it's years before, So I was like, maybe I was just like thinking too much about my hair. It will grow. But oh my gosh, it's March, and it was cut from, I think, July. So it's still here.
How long do you want your hair? Like, do you want it really long?
No, I want it long because I want to cut the blonde ones, But it's still here on the level of my eyebrow, so I cannot just cut it from here. That won't look good, right?
Maybe it will. Maybe get the same haircut as Michael. You can be twins.
The hair cutter of Michael. Line.
Oh, you got the line. Yeah.
Maybe I won't get that.
That would be cool. Awesome. Well, even just as we're talking then, and I'm sure there might be glimpses of it that come through. Well, I hope that there is, because one of the things that when I met everyone was kind of as they seemed, or as I thought. The most person that wasn't as they seemed or thought was you. And it was like, and you know why that was? It's like, Lara is way funnier than what I ever anticipated. It was like, you're really, really funny. And I know you come across it in a very professional manner, which I respect and admire. But when we're in a relaxed setting, you're a very, very funny person.
So maybe there's two-sided of me.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is you're bipolar boss.
That's not the first one I've heard.
Tell me a little bit about yourself personally. Do you have siblings?
Well, there's 4 of us. I'm the second. We're kind of not the typical family that stays together, but we love each other, okay? Don't get me wrong. But like, we grew up with the separated parents, so most of the years of my...
How old were you when they were you born? Like, how old were you when they separated?
I'm not sure. Maybe I was like around grade 3.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. But I had this what do you call this? Like an arrangement. Older sister and me would stay with the dad to get into high school, and then college would be with my mom, and then my brothers would stay with my mom because they're too young to understand some stuff like that. Long story short, with that arrangement, the normal kid in this country, like in the Philippines, you could stay in like maybe 2 to 3 maximum school if you're like transferring from elementary to high school to college. But for me, I think I transferred like 5 to 6 schools because of the arrangement.
Yeah. Was that hard? You to change school so often?
Yeah, from the start. But come to think of it now, I think it's one of my greatest strengths to deal with a lot of different type of people, different environment. That's one of my strengths. I'm able to work with everyone. I'm able to adjust to anything. Actually,
You heard me talk about that before. No, obviously you haven't, because like I share the same view as you, exactly the same view as you. Like I moved around to a heaps of different schools as well, and as a kid, I didn't like that, right? But as an adult, like I share the exact same viewpoint as you. Our personalities are a little bit similar in the way that you can be almost like the class clown, like the funny person in the room. Like I wanted to go, and that's how I used to make friends at school. I was forced to make new friends all the time. I'm interested, like, is that some of your humor? Is that from changing so often and being forced to make new friends all the time?
Yeah, I think, but I'm easy to make friends with everyone. But to like remain the same friend for a couple of years, I don't get that because, again, we're moving around. I think that's the downside of it. Sometimes I feel like I only have few. Right now, I really have few friends now because of that.
Is that because of you, do you think? Like, do you think that you don't want to be attached to too many people because you think that you need to move on?
Yeah, something like that.
But I think as we age as well, I think we're less tolerant to people that don't serve us, help us. Like, we only want to be around, we only want to be around like a few certain people that really care and love and are there for us.
Yeah, when you get matured enough to understand life and world, you get to think like, I don't really need that much of a friends, I just need a few people, especially in the hard times. I just need few people to like say, you can still do it. Even if like everyone around you will be like, maybe you cannot do that. Maybe don't try that. A lot of people are doubting you. And then there's this one person who will tell you like, come on, girl, you can do this. And then it will be like, now I come to think of it, your parents are right to not mingle with a lot of crowds and feel like they're really your best friends, because when you get older, they're not really your real friends until the end, right?
Yeah, agree. So your upbringing, was that a strict upbringing, or you had a bit of freedom, flexibility from your parents?
It's actually mixed. I think one of the things that my parents had one agreement that they agreed on. Like one would be the fun one sometimes, and then one would be like the main fun of it, but still strict at the same time, because I do understand them, because they're our parents, so they feel like they want to be the fun parent / strict, so like with the mixed up of that, it's kind of good, I think.
Yeah, awesome. And so you went through school. What did you study?
Actually, I took up psychology before. There was an instance that you got brokenhearted. You drink a lot of beers and stuff. My parents was so surprised that I acted like that, because honestly, I was like the eldest of my siblings before, because all I do was like work and school and work and school. Even if I'm just 16 years old, I started working in McDonald's. They had to sign an agreement of like they're consenting me to work as a crew there. And then at nighttime, I go to school until like 8 p.m. And then I have to go, do the laundry, stuff, ironing, everything, When I got brokenhearted from this guy, I think like my life was so trashed,
How old were you then?
I think 18 was the last relationship with him. I went to bad friends, My dad was in UAE that time. And he was like, maybe I just have to, get my kid from the Philippines and, try to let her start over here, maybe work, And then I did that for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then that's
when did you live over there?
Okay. Funny. And The funny thing, I really don't know anything. When I went there, I don't know anything. And my dad was so
About
scared.
you mean about
The company. No, the college, I just finished like until third year. So there was a 1 year lacking of like an experience. So I was like, I'm still thinking to go back, for that course. But I was like, maybe not now. And then I went to Dubai, and that's a long story again of like the exit visa that you have to do, and then your employer will have to provide you the visa under their company name. I went to a different country. I think I went to Muscat, Oman, 2 weeks just for my boss to process the visa of working visa for him. So
what job were you doing?
I was like 19 at the time when I went there, and I started with him for like data entry only. It's like really data entry only, and I was thinking this is a job, and I didn't even apply, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't
Just got the
apply.
job.
It was actually my aunt who applied there, and then she said, "Oh my gosh, your visa is almost expiring. I don't want you to go back to the Philippines. I have an interview. Maybe you could try it." And then I went there. And then on the first day, it wasn't actually an interview. It was like my boss told me to like go there. We had a meet for like 10 minutes only. And then he said, "Okay, start working." And then on my third day, I was giving paychecks to everyone. I was like, is this really the job? I was like holding the money of like, it's cash.
Oh wow.
And he was like joking because my boss was Lebanese, and he was like joking, like, "Don't run away."
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
was that good culturally to work and live over there?
well, in Dubai, honestly, if like me, I didn't finish college, and I was like, I wanted to start a life. I wanted to work properly, with a formal setting or whatnot. Those people there in Dubai, they don't even care about that. It's like if you're able, you can do this.
Yeah.
No problem. I can give you visa. I can give you anything.
A lot of money there.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes. The only images that I see of Dubai is like massive skyscrapers and rich guys with pet leopards.
Yeah, my boss is like that. He would like, I had an event that I went to with him because I was the secretary that time. After data entry, after a few months, I became secretary. I become the hazard certificate, the hygiene officer, the everything. I was like, honestly, I was like Jomel on that.
Yeah.
It's like when my boss tried to tell me something, even if people thinks that it's messy and everything, I would just say it's like over there.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. And then we went to a party, and then he said, "Just give this to a girl." I was like, okay. I gave the girl the flower and the chocolate, and then I went out, and he didn't even go to near that girl, and he texted me, "Oh, because my other date is here."
Oh man. Yeah, man. And so you were there for 4 years. So what made you come back to the Philippines?
Well, there were whispers of like there's a lot of people getting laid back of their work, layoff actually. And I was thinking maybe it's time to go home. So I told my boss that I wanted to have a vacation because it's already 4 years. It's actually two contracts already with him. Because the maximum is like 2 years, and then you renew the contract. And I told him I'll go to the Philippines for vacation. And then suddenly when I was here, they were actually shutting down the company because there was a recession in UAE around 2018. I think that was the year they started implementing the tax on your salary, on everything actually. Because before there's no tax. That's why there's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then they started doing that. And I was getting a lot of WhatsApp messages from my staff. "Madam, do you have work? Madam, do you have contacts here? Madam, they're closing the company." And I was like, I cannot even help anyone anymore because I was in the Philippines. Although I tried to contact some of my contacts, I gave them. Some of them got lucky. They got hired to another company. But some of them just went back to Nepal, back to India, back to Pakistan. For me, when I came from a different schools and then in the company, and then I went to Dubai, I am really mixed up with a lot of type of people, really.
Yeah. Multicultural.
Yes.
Yeah. So you landed back in Philippines, and then what were you doing for work then?
Well, I really did not work for 6 months because I was like, I think I deserve this.
Yeah.
No, I still have the budget for that. And then I applied because before, when I was in college, I was like looking up to all these BPO people, the call center people here in the Philippines. Because in my days of college back then, they really earn a lot. Even my dad is earning a lot from that company because he was like working for JP Morgan before here in the Philippines, before he went to UAE. I was like, maybe I would try that. And then I came back here in the Philippines like around 2018. And then I was like, maybe I could just try that dream, to work in BPO. And then I went there. And luckily, that's when I met Jomel in that company because I was applying. And then there was papers and processes of the tax. And there's a lot of stuff that you have to process before you really get hired. And then we have what we call here the city hall. You get to process everything in one place there. And then this girl... She just talked to me and she was like, hey, I kind of know you. You did apply here in this company, right? And I was like, yeah. And I really, I'm not really talking to strangers a lot. Maybe just give me 10 minutes and then I'll talk to you. But she approached me first. So I was like, yeah. The rest is history. We were like teammates when we got to the floor of the BPO company. She's on the other group, of the training stuff. And then, I don't know, it's maybe a blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is. So
you were hanging out at work then. Did you start hanging out outside of work then as well and become friends?
Yeah. With Jamel, when I met her, oh my gosh, I ate a lot of things that I haven't ate in my life.
Yeah. Oh, wait, like Jamel introduced you to them foods?
Yeah.
Like what?
Do you know the samgyeopsalbos?
No.
It's like a Korean barbecue that you have to cook in front of you and then...
Oh, yeah.
That one. I have never tasted that before. Yes.
Yeah. What else?
The milk tea as well. I haven't really drink anything yet. Because again, I was from UAE before, so there's no like that. And she was like, okay, after work, we will go there, we will go. I have sore throat every week because of her.
Yeah.
Because she always invites me to drink here, have coffee here. Jomel, she is really a generous person. She always cook for me for work.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I was talking to Joms about the first time that we went to the Philippines. I didn't eat any street food. And then after it, I was like, I wish I did. And then the year after, we went back over there. Sorry, the first year, I didn't even consider it. I was like, I don't think I could do that. The second year, I looked at it, I was like, oh, maybe I should. I think it was, what's a typical street food? It's like the chicken intestines and the egg with the embryo. What's that called?
Yep, balot.
Yeah. Like I was having a hard time trying to get past that, right? And then I saw it and I was like, I should do it. I'm here in the Philippines. I should be a part of the culture. And then I didn't. And then when I got home, I was like, I wish I did that. Like I wanted to do that now. So this time, I say it now, but when I come over in June, this time I want to try to experience some sort of street food. I think it'd be cool.
Oh my gosh, we were talking about this. Me, Jamel, Ben, and Joycey, we were talking about this. Do you think boss will try this? And
yeah,
negotiating. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure want them to try this? Maybe not, because maybe they're not really. Maybe you want to try the culture of the street food, but maybe you're not really compatible with the food.
Yeah. That's what I was. That's my biggest fear, right? Like I get sick or my body doesn't handle it, and then I'm sick for the whole flight home or something. That's what I'm scared of.
We're afraid of that also.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. If you tell me it's safe, I'll trust you. So how did Virtual Spotter sort of come about?
Virtual Spotter came into my life. It was the biggest blessing, I think, that me and my family would be forever grateful, because when I started in Virtual Spotter, Jamel just told me to start this and do this. And she just, I think, gave me like 5 things to do on that day. I wasn't on the training before. She was like, just try this first. And then I was like, okay. And then on the second day, I because I'm slow and I don't know anything. It's like the start of my day with virtual spotter. And I asked her one thing. Just one thing, boss. And she told me, oh my God, you're so incompetent. Are you my friend? She told me like that. And I was like, should I be furious? Or should I be challenged? It's like an option to be good or bad person right now. And I told her, okay. I just told her, okay.
Yeah.
And then I dropped the call, and then I really did everything by myself in the mind body that I don't have any experience with. I just did it
myself.
Yes. And then all this time until now, if you could ask her if she told me this, she would say yes.
Yeah. That's cool.
And that's like, I think one of the good things about me too, because if somebody told me that I can't do it, I feel like I receive a, like, what do you call this?
Criticism.
Like a feedback, I receive feedback. I won't be like thinking it's like a bad feedback. I would always take it as a challenge, because if I get the feedback, it means there's room for, opportunity to like fix stuff, know more, there's opportunity to grow. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah,
that's an important mindset, right? Because and that's not like the default mindset that everyone has. A lot of people would get offensive of that and try to create excuses and like I find myself doing that from time to time, right? I'm conscious of it. Like when you make a mistake, you're like, oh, hang on, no, that was me, or was that like being able to hold yourself accountable? This is a thing that I've been spending a lot of time thinking about more recently. Like one of the challenges for us, like our entire workforce is virtual. Like there's a massive element of trust and there's a massive element of self-accountability. And when you don't hold yourself accountable, your outcome drops dramatically.
Yeah.
And it gets noticed, right? Like if you have a team, like you have a team, when your team is applying the output required.
Yeah.
And when the team isn't. Like it's like we might not be sitting next to each other on a desk, but Like it's a different skill that we acquire over time. It's like a measurement. Like we can measure, like if you're working for 8 hours today, I can measure how much work you should do in 8 hours.
Yes.
It's not just like clocking on and clocking off. It's like I want to, and I actually think now that I say that, right, like I think that is it's a great way to measure output, because if you work in a BPO or an office, you get there at 8 o'clock in the morning and you leave there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like the measurement of that is time.
Yeah.
The measurement for us isn't time. It's results, it's output, it's work. So if you're going to work in this window of time, I expect this output of work. And then we judge and measure the output of work against the performance of that individual. You've been with Virtual Spotter for a while now, yeah? How long now?
Almost 3, boss.
Crazy. Does it feel fast for you?
It is. Sometimes I feel like, is this really happening? Because honestly, if I have to share, I wouldn't have any wedding or any future plans in life without Virtual Spotter, honestly. Now I'm able to provide everything for my mom and my family. I can even support them with bills at home that I'm not really living it.
Wow. That's cool. Is that a good feeling?
It is. And because I think for me, I don't want to really get rich, but I would just like to be able to at least support the loved ones around me, because they really deserve it.
And the wedding, so you were recently married, that's a few months ago now. Is that 12 months? Yeah?
Almost in June, boss.
Tell me about that. Like, was that like the wedding of your dreams? Did you anticipate like that you would have like that wedding?
Honestly, we don't.
Yeah.
Michael and me, we really was talking about it, but before, without Virtual Spotter, honestly, it already just stayed in the talking stage, of like just, we agreed on getting married, but we're really not on the planning stage, not even talking about it a lot. We just mention it sometimes, but when Virtual Spotter came, it was like, I even tell Jamel this 100 times before the wedding. I am so thankful with the virtual spotter because never really that wedding. It's not really that big, but it's really like a rich wedding already because we get to get married in the church, because getting a wedding in the church, it's like around 30 to 50,000 pesos already. Or we paid 60 because with the venue and all,
Yeah.
the suppliers, I wasn't expecting to paid all of it, even all the visitor, the catering, everything. We have a photographer. Oh my god, we even have a drone shot of the wedding. It's expensive. And then after the wedding, I was like, oh my god, Michael, we made our dreams come true, So in virtual spot,
I'm grateful to play like a small part in it, but like I think virtual spotter for me is always been, it's a platform for you to use to make money and create your own freedom and flexibility. That's what virtual spotter is. So like it's my job to continue to keep that foundation and that platform really strong, to be able to find amazing people like yourself, and then you get to leverage all the amazing things out of it as well. Like that's what virtual spotter is to me.
It is, Buzz. It's amazing.
You give everyone a bit of an insight of like, Lara and how important she is in virtual spotter, but the cream always rises to the top, right? And like some of your output and your work ethic was noticed very early, and we're able to sort of build and scale a team around you. And I think that like your role in virtual spotter will always like sort of grow into them more leadership style roles. And this is the other thing that I love about virtual spotter is that there is like a lot of progression here for the people that can identify it and will work hard. And I think you're evidence of that. So like anyone that comes junior, like after you can identify, where you are. And it's like, oh wow, like once upon a time that lady knew nothing. And her friend and her boss told her that she was competent. And she decided to use that as power and create an amazing career.
Yeah, it is.
What are some of your values personally, boss? Like what are some, like, do you live by some principles or some values that you sort of try to align yourself with?
When it comes to work, as you've mentioned, I'm bipolar. I do love working with a lot of VAs, and the new ones as well. But when and I treat them as friends, everyone. But when it comes to work, we have to be professional. So for me, I always tell my team that we are friends, but we have certain draw a line of like we have to be professional as well, especially when it's work hours. But when we're outside, we're like friends. We're just like equal,
Yeah.
For me, I really love to share what are my principles in life as well. Like, for example, with my team, especially when they're new before, I would always tell them that please, you can ask me anything, but I would like you first to know it by yourself. Try to figure it out. I'm letting you know that YouTube, the Google Help or anything, My Lodi in Google Drive, Google Suite, anything is searchable. If you cannot find it, just let me know. But I want you first to do it yourself, because if I will just give it away right now, you won't learn anything.
Yeah, agree.
Everything can be learned by anyone. It's not just because I'm special or who's special, I've been there. If I've been there and I'm here now, anyone from there can be here too.
What do you love about being a virtual assistant?
I don't get to commute. Fare expenses right now is really expensive in the Philippines, and it will really take some time to get to offices. For us, if you have a car, you can reach for 30 to 45 minutes. But if you don't have it, you're gonna reach like 1.5 hour, one or more, 1 hour or 2 hours more just to get by to your office. So that's one. Next is I don't spend a lot of money on clothes anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I love to support my family and our plans together, and my family too. So whatever I can save from being a virtual assistant and virtual spotter, I really, really appreciate it. The fare, clothing expenses, let's say the makeup expenses. And I think I have 3 types of makeup only. Concealer, the white thingy that I put, or the lipstick. That's it.
I actually never really thought of that before. Like, like if you work in an office or a BPO, like you have to keep up a certain appearance all the time, right? And there's even more pressure on women. Like if you wear a red dress on Monday, you can't wear the red dress on Wednesday.
Yes, because we feel like, oh my gosh, people will think I'm repeating my clothes. But now I have a lot of plain clothes. And it's in shirts only. And just repeat my shorts. That's it.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I never really thought of that before. Yeah, it's really, it's a good. It's been wonderful to catch up with you again. Always love talking to you. I think you're an amazing person. You're a very hard-working person, and I'm very grateful to have you in our team. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in a few months. Not long now.
Yeah, it's really not long now. Everyone is worried about your figure.
Oh yeah, why?
Because it's a beach party.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We all just gonna go and have fun.
Yeah,
good. It'll be a totally different vibe than what we've had.
Different.
Yeah, let's go have some fun. I appreciate you, boss. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, boss.